Let's talk about flying IFR from an uncontrolled field. Today we are sitting at the Headland Airport just north of Dothan, Alabama. If you're flying IFR out of an uncontrolled field, you still need to get clearance if there is center or approach controller in range and controlling or over your airspace. Here at Headland, we have Jacksonville Center that sits over top of the airport. In order to get our IFR clearance, we'll contact Jacksonville Center and they'll clear us. Today we'll be taking the Cessna 172 from Headland up to Montgomery, Alabama. We'll be flying along the Victor 7 airway from the Wiregrass VOR to the Montgomery VOR. We've already filed our IFR flight plan like we talked about earlier. But the first thing we want to do, like mentioned in Radio Basics, is start with a cold call. So we're going to tune Jacksonville Center on 135.925, switch it to our primary comm, and give them a call after we give a 5 to 10 second listen. Jacksonville Center, November 292 Romeo Alpha.
292 Romeo Alpha, Jacksonville Center.
Jacksonville Center, November 292 Romeo Alpha on the ground at Headland, requesting IFR to Montgomery.
And November 292 Romeo Alpha, Jacksonville Center, clear to the Montgomery Airport, radar vectors Wiregrass, then is followed. Maintain 3000, expect 4000, 10 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 135.902, squawk 3217, hold for release.
We're cleared to Montgomery via radar vectors Wiregrass, maintain 3000, expect 4000, 10 minutes after. With you on 135.92 and squawk 3212 and hold for release. November 292 Romeo Alpha.
292 Romeo Alpha, read back correct. The Headland altimeter is 3005. Advise the number 1 short of the runway for departure. Frequency change approved.
We will advise we're number 1 for departure. Frequency change approved. Number 292 Romeo Alpha. Put in our transponder here. 3212. We're going to put in our flight plan now into our DNS 530 WAS. Let's talk about the clearance we were given. We were given in a 5-line format. CRAFT, C-R-A-F-T. C stands for clearance limit. Our clearance limit was to Montgomery because they told us clear to Montgomery. Our route was radar vectors, Wiregrass, then as filed. We're going to be vectored from our position to the Wiregrass VOR. Then we'll fly as we planned up to Victor 7 and Victor 521 from the Wiregrass VOR to the Montgomery VOR. Our altitude will initially be 3,000 and then we'll climb to 4,000 within 10 minutes of our departure time. Our frequency for our departure was with center on 135.925, and our squawk was 3212. And then he said hold for release. Hold for release basically states, hey, once you're number 1 for departure, we're going to ask you to call us and be released to take off. Because what they're going to do is they're going to hold traffic for you as IFR departure for that airport. No IFR arrivals or departures will come in and out of that airport during that time they give you. And we'll hear more about that as we get up to our hold short line. This is why it's so important to know your aircraft, so you're not fumbling around with your aircraft while you're having to talk to ATC. All right, we're holding short of the runway now in a turnaround area, and we're going to give a call up to the center controller again to get our departure release. So let's go ahead and call them and see what that sounds like. Jacksonville Center, November 292 Romeo Alpha, number 1 for departure, Headland.
Number 292 Romeo Alpha. Alpha, Jacksonville Center, recycle, recursion reset, transponder squawk 3217.
3217, number 292 Romeo Alpha.
292 Romeo Alpha, reback is correct. Enter controlled airspace, heading 360, climb and maintain 3000. Release for departure, if not off by 2055 Zulu, advise this frequency no later than 2100 Zulu. Frequency change is approved.
All right, on departure, we'll fly heading 360 up to 3000 and release if not off by 2055. Notify you on this frequency by 2100, November 202 Romeo Alpha.
Jack Center, good day, Delta 20.
All right, let's talk about that real fast before I get out of here. So we got 5 minutes on departure, so no rush at this point in gesture. So we got a heading assigned of 360, so we're going to fly north. I'm going to set my heading bug, 360. Up to 3000 like we anticipated. We've been released for our departure, and they're holding the airspace until 2055 Zulu, which is currently 2051 Zulu. So I got 4 minutes. If we are not off by 2055 Zulu, we're required to call center on 2100 Zulu to let them know. Let's go ahead and depart the airport and fly a heading of 360. Now that we're back on Unicom, we'll make our normal radio calls. Headland traffic, November 292 Romeo Alpha, departing runway 9er. Could be a left crosswind departure to the north. Headland traffic. Jacksonville Center, November 292 Romeo Alpha, passing 1,800 off Headland.
292 Romeo Alpha,
Ident, November 292 Romeo Alpha.
Jacksonville Center, good afternoon, Southwest 106, now passing for level 310 to 190.
Southwest 106, Jack Center, cross split at a maintain 111000 Savannah, altimeter 3008.
3008, continue to run 9000, Southwest 106.
Jacksonville Center, American 539 IFR, Atlanta, we're on the ground at Orlando.
Over 292 Romeo Alpha, we're to contact 5 miles. 5 miles northeast of the Wiregrass VOR. Contact Wiregrass, climb maintain 4000.
Direct wire glass, climb maintain 4,000, radar contact, number 202 Romeo Alpha. All right.
292 Romeo Alpha, let's get a shortcut here. Clear direct Bambi.
All right, clear direct Bambi, number 292 Romeo Alpha. Thanks. All right, so initially cleared us to Wiregrass VOR, but now it's cleared us direct to Bambi. If we hit direct, type in here, Bambi. Go direct to Bambi. Climb up to 4,000 now. And that's how you do an IFR departure out of an uncontrolled field. Pretty self-explanatory once you get used to it. Nothing to be scared about. Feel free to review this lesson a few times if you need to, and then go on the frequency and give it a go. Next, we'll be covering Class Delta departures, both VFR and IFR. I'll see you over there.